So for those of you who know me, you're probably aware that I absolutely love geography and history. So when the time came to choose a speech by Calvin Coolidge, I knew I wanted to do something relating to Vermont, while being here for the very first time. I believe that history and geography can best help us to relate our experiences to that of President Calvin Coolidge. And arguably what is more important, this speech tells the story of another guy named Ethan. This speech was delivered at the 150th anniversary of the settlement of the city of Burlington, which for those of you who aren't as aware of geography is the largest city here in Vermont. So without further ado, this is the Green Mountains. We do not meet today so much to think new thoughts as to rehearse old stories. Our purpose is not to survey new courses, but to relocate ancient landmarks. We review the past not in order that we may return to it, but that we may find in what direction, straight and clear, it points to the future. We do not come here burdened with regrets or depressed by any memories of faded splendor, but to rejoice in the possession of hope fulfilled, and to glory in the vision of desire realized. The promise which attended the founding and settlement of the city of Burlington has been abundantly redeemed. The beginnings of this city were tinged strongly with the dominant spirits of the times. The people of the land were for the first time coming to be consciously American. To a reassertion of the old rights, there was coming to be added the assertion of new rights. The colonists had come to feel their power, and were reaching out to exercise it with a new boldness. The territory, now comprising most of the state of Vermont, made a strong appeal to these sentiments. The material resources and the wealth of the community, the ability of distinguished men, the high character of the people, and the practical applications of the teachings of religion have all combined to make this city well-governed, well-educated, and richly endowed with many charities. All of these forces have united to create a moral and spiritual power, the influence of which has been felt in the uttermost parts of the earth. The world is not what it would have been without that influence. Today, we behold the wonder of all of these accomplishments. We realize that they have been wrought by the hand of man, working in harmony with the will of divine providence. When we inquire what manner of men they were, what principles they represented, what character they developed, the answer is revealed in their work. They were endowed with imagination and vision, but their chief guide was that hard common sense, which is the result of continued experience with hardships and difficulties. Their methods were bold and direct, the very essence of all that was practical. They believed in common honesty and simple justice. They were determined to be free. It was in accordance with these standards that they fashioned their town and established their commonwealth. That same spirit had been exhibited in every hour of peril, in all of their history. They had established a reputation, which gave their entire credibility to Ethan Allen, when he declared, "I am resolutely determined to defend the independence of Vermont, and rather than fail, shall retire with the hardy Green Mountain boys into the desolate caverns of the mountains and wage war with human nature at large." Washington, who knew the power of their soldiers, issued a warning against any attempt by Congress to subdue the state with the army. He knew, and plainly said, that such a people, occupying such a territory, could not be conquered. Besides, Washington admired courage, believed in freedom, and loved justice. It was said that he looked with sympathy upon the cause of the struggling little state of Vermont. Yet these people were neither quarrelsome, lawless, nor violent. They had that respect for constituted authority which had been bred in their race by more than 1,000 years of liberty under the law. When Ethan Allen and his 83 Green Mountain Boys stood within Fort Ticonderoga in the dawn of that May morning, this man, sometime to be charged with the darkness of infidelity, did not fail to utter the word of light when he demanded the garrison captain surrender in the name of great Jehovah and the Continental Congress. Here he gave the expression to the faith and cause for which he and his fellow patriots stood ever ready to make the supreme sacrifice. For God and for country. That faith has been justified. That cause has been prospered. Could there be any better description which has created the city of Burlington? Could there be any firmer foundation on which its influence will stand through all eternity? The same sun is above us, which lighted that day with all that it has come to mean. The same gleaming waters remain. The same shadowy mountains tower around us. The same dream city rises from the shore. Now, a reality. And those who shall continue to behold them, let them inspire the same spirit, the same abiding faith, the same power, through sacrifice, to minister to the same great cause, for God and for country. Thank you.